Good evening. We're about to start. I hope everyone's comfy at their homes or at traffic, but comfy anyways. We're about to bring up the main shot from our always reliable camera. I already forgot which model it is, but it is a Canon camera. That should say enough about itself. I'm just checking. Everything is going according to plan, so we can fully start. Everything's great so far, so I think I'm gonna bring up the shot right now. I'm gonna turn down how do you call this? Desktop music? Desktop music. Yeah, there we go. So, there you go. Here's the camera. Bringing up the shot in 3, 2, 1. There we go! Of course, here we are. There we go. Let's go! What's up? Welcome everyone to Broken Phone, the second edition of Broken Phone here at El Jardin del Sonido, which is basically my studio at the back of my house that we built for some reason. My name is Adrian, and I'll be your host right now until I think 7 with something, because right now it is 6:45 p.m. here in Lima, Peru. It is Monday 6th, January 6th, the new October 31 for American people, because a lot of things happened during that day apparently up there in America. But it is January 6th, 2025, New Year. That's it. Everything is the same pretty much. We've been actually waiting for the year to end so that things that were left at a cliffhanger during 2024 could resume, right? It's more like waiting for sequels than new movies in 2025. We could sort of put it in that way. So my name is Adrian, as I just said, and we're going to discuss a very important topic that happened right like before New Year's. Unfortunately, one of the best, if not the best, Peruvian soccer players there ever was passed away during December 30th, 2024, right before New Year's Eve. His name was Hugo Sotil, and as I just said, he was if he wasn't like if I mean he was on the top 5 players and of Peruvian soccer history. He was one of the best, if not the best there ever was for us here in Peru. There's been this discussion of who from his generation was better, if him or Teófilo Cubillas, which is also one of the greatest we've ever had. But some are actually Team Sotil in this particular discussion. They would choose some of us. I mean, pretty much the whole Peruvian population would put Hugo Sotil among the 3 best Peruvian soccer players there ever were, right? But like the number one, the GOAT for us, it's always a discussion between him, Sotil, and Cubillas. And there's a important group of people that consider that Hugo Sotil is the best Peruvian soccer player there ever was in history. So this guy was very important, and I just wanna take a moment of the English section of this channel to pay tribute to this guy, because I think people should know who this guy really was and what he actually did beyond soccer, right? So, Hugo Sotil was a soccer player who shone. How do you which is the path of shine? He used to shine during the 70s mostly. Hugo Sotil's career peaked during the 1970s. He was an idol not only here in Peru as a Peruvian soccer player for the Peruvian national team and for some Peruvian teams as well, like Municipal and one of the greats, Alianza Lima. He was also an idol, apparently. Not apparently, he was pretty clearly an idol in Barcelona Football Club, yes, from Spain, because he was. So there was a crew from Barcelona that came during the early 70s, I think, or late 60s. I think it was early 70s. We were looking for a new formation for Barcelona. They hadn't won any like European championships yet. So Barcelona hadn't won any European championships yet, and they were like creating this new form or of playing soccer, right? And they were looking for players in South America, and they were actually coming for Teófilo Cubillas. So they were watching Cubillas play, but alongside Cubillas, there was this other guy, this shorter guy, who had like what Barcelona would call more of a Barcelona style of playing, and this guy was Hugo Sotil, so they brought him Barcelona, Spain, and that was when he started playing for Barcelona. So yeah, he was an idol in Barcelona. He was one of the few actual international idols we had in Europe from Peru. He was an idol in Barcelona and Peru. He was BFs with Johan Cruyff. So if you're not very much into soccer, this guy Johan Cruyff was not only one of the greatest, if not as well the greatest soccer player for the Netherlands, right? He was also the guy responsible for creating a new type of mentality regarding soccer, which is called total football or something like that. He like pioneered the style of playing that was like uh, making a lot of short but very effective passes with the ball that will later be inherited by people like Pep Guardiola, for example, in Barcelona. Not only he developed another style of soccer, basically, but he also led his national team, Netherlands, I believe, to one of the finals during the 70s. And he was BFFs with Hugo Sotil, which is the coolest thing ever. They have this very cute thing. They have this very cute picture together in which they're riding like a motorbike or something like that, and they're both smiling because they were such good friends in Barcelona. The thing is that apparently Hugo Sotil was not only a very important companion on the field for Johan Cruyff during his early years in Barcelona, but they were also apparently very good friends. I mean, I believe Hugo Sotil's kid was named Johan just because of Johan Cruyff, and he played next to the guy that basically changed soccer during the second half of the 20th century. So this is how important this guy was, not only for us in Peru but also for Barcelona, and actually world soccer in general. Right? He was considered for the time one of the best South American players for the time. It was such a thing that because he started playing during the early 70s in Barcelona, like generations of soccer players like Maradona's generation came right after Hugo Sotil's generation. So that's why you will find a picture with Sotil and Maradona both playing at Barcelona. But the thing that you don't know probably is that Maradona was the guy that asked Sotil for the picture and not the other way around. Believe it or not, that was the actual fact apparently. So Maradona asked Hugo Sotil for a picture and not the other way around. Anyway, they both have a picture, and it's an amazing picture. They both look young and very cool. Uh, so yeah, that was like the achievements he had during his life and how famous he was. But I wanna take my time right now to address why he was so important for Peruvian soccer and world soccer in general, right? Uh, so I summarized his importance, I just summarize Hugo Sotil's importance into three main key points, right? His soccer game, obviously, which is the reason why we know him to begin with. The second key point is his nickname. That would be very important later on. And finally, his patriotism, which is an important factor in the Hugo Sotil analysis, you could say. Alrighty, so this guy, Hugo Sotil, was one of the first soccer players in the world. I'm gonna take the license to say in the world, in history, that introduced this way of dribbling the ball among players that will later on be like inherited by people like Maradona and Messi and Neymar. Believe it or not, I mean, I'm not saying that if you put Maradona or Messi or Neymar just right in front of Hugo Sotil, like face to face, and ask them to play soccer like between each other, who would win or who would be the best player right at that moment, having like both of them being at the same age, I wouldn't consider Hugo Sotil like the best player in history of soccer, right? But I mean, the style of dribbling that was later on adopted by Barcelona and inherited by these players was actually kind of pioneered by Hugo Sotil. Believe it or not, he was one of the first. I'm not saying the first one, but one of the first to have this style of dribbling, like this very short style of Messi-like dribbling between players, right? That not passing the ball before dribbling and then making a very good pass. That was Hugo Sotil's style. Not only that, but the passes he did were amazing. Were like painted by God or something like that. He always knew where the following player would be in the play, right? In la jugada. That's what I'm trying to say. So in his mind, he would like sketch where the player would be in the future, so he would know where to pass the ball in the present. And if you watch some of Hugo Sotil's soccer plays on YouTube, you would see that he could do like he could just like do a sort of 90-degree turn or 180-degree turn to pass the ball, and he would nail the pass right into the guy for the guy to score a goal or do another important pass or something like that. It was very cool to watch. It was many people on his first team on Municipal went to just see Hugo Sotil play, even though Municipal was going to lose or something, just because watching him play was such a spectacle. And finally, uh, he was a number 10 player. That means that he used to score a huge amount of goals. He was a very goal. I mean, he was a very scoring guy. You could say he could score goals from a distance by dribbling players and even with the head. Being that guy, like not such a tall soccer player, Hugo Sotil. His height was in meters. It was 1.67, which is not much. But I don't know how to put it in other measurements. Another measure in units, but on meters it is 1.67. All right, so you make your changes there. The thing is that this guy could score with the head from a distance and dribbling all at the same time in the same match, probably. That's how he scored the fifth goal in this sort of goleada that took place among Barcelona's most important rival, which is Real Madrid. That Barcelona scored 5 goals, and the fifth one was scored with a head by Hugo Sotil, which wasn't a very tall guy, which is amazing. It's like if Messi scored a goal with a head, just running out of nowhere and jumping and scoring a goal. It was amazing. So that's regarding Hugo Sotil's game, right? That's why he was so important, soccer-wise. Okay, now let's move on to his nickname. His nickname was very important as well. I'm gonna say why. All right, you might consider this part of the segment kind of the woke part, if you may. I don't really care about that because I mean I don't think Usotil was a very progressive person. I mean, he bought a Ferrari with his own money, okay, with his own soccer money. So, and it was a yellow Ferrari, so everyone could see that he was owning this very luxurious car. So he wasn't a very progressive person, I guess, because he liked to spend his money that he rightfully earned and stuff. But he was very conscious not only about like socioeconomical issues of his class and stuff, but also about ethnical issues above all, because Cholo was his nickname. And now let's face it, and let's go straight forward to it. Cholo, it's basically a racial slur for brown people here in Peru. Uh, I mean, some people won't like it because it is also used as a like, if you have a very good friend and you have like you have confidence between each other, you will call him cholitos or something like that. But it's basically racial slur, and that's why it's so important to remember this, because his full name for us, for Peruvians, was Hugo El Cholo Sotil, right? So. As I said, this is basically a racial slur for brown people in Peru. But this guy, Hugo El Cholo Sotil, he just took, I mean, regardless of everything, he took this racial slur and wore it as if it was a superhero cape, as if it was like his Captain America shield, right? Being Charlo, right? Being brown. And because of how good he was playing soccer and how strong he was and fast he was, he sort of changed the meaning of the word to somebody who was a very strong person, wasn't afraid of anything or something like that. Hugo El Cholo Sotil, right? He even was like the protagonist of his whole movie, in which he has a line in which he's playing soccer for this new team and he's talking to the coach. And he tells to the very coach, he says, "Excuse me, sir, I may be a cholo, but I repeat, my name is Hugo," which is an amazing line. It's like pure legend. So that's why it's so important, his nickname. And if you want to consider a woke move from my part, it's fine, because I don't think, as I said, that Hugo Sotil was a very progressive person, anyways. So finally, you know what? I'm going to, before anything, before we run out of how do you call it, time in our camera, I'm going to change. I'm going to change the scenes here in the OBS, because my camera is going to run out of. It's not battery, but it's gonna just turn off all of a sudden. So I'm gonna change it real quick, and then we can continue. Let's go. Yes. That might have been enough. Let's continue. Let's move on. What? So finally, the reason why he was so important was his patriotism. So there's this legend, which is not such a legend, but it's a very well documented event, that there was this time in which Hugo Sotil escaped from Barcelona basically to play with the Peruvian national team. And this is a very remembered moment for Peruvian soccer, because he didn't just escape for any regular match, okay? It was the final match of the Copa America of 1975. So we hadn't won any Copa Americas since the 30s, and we were in the final match finally after 40 years. And Hugo Sotil was in Spain, in Barcelona, playing with Barcelona. And at the time, during the 70s, there wasn't this like there weren't like these FIFA dates in which teams could release their players and send them to play with their national teams. Right? They were very strict, and some of them just wouldn't allow them to begin with. So basically, he asked for somebody to have his like clothes ready, And so he went into, I don't know if it was like the receptionist of Barcelona or if it was the coach himself, but he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some coffee. I'll be back." And he basically escaped. He went to Madrid and then he flew to Caracas, Venezuela, to play the final match of the Copa America 1975 with Peru, and we won. It was amazing. We won the freaking final match. Peru won 1-0 with Hugo Sotil's goal. That was, I mean, Cubillas came and shoot to the goal, and he didn't make it. But in the rebound, there was Sotil, so he shoot as well, and it was 1-0 against Colombia, and we won our second Copa America in history. It was legendary. So it's amazing because even after that, he kept playing for Barcelona during 2 more years until 1977. And I mean, just a few days before his passing, he even was like he was like given a tribute during Barcelona's 125th 125th anniversary, I think. Yeah. So he was given this homage of being one of the most important players in Barcelona, along with Messi and Maradona and all these people, right? And he was very glad. But one of the things that was very sad to me from that sort of tribute they did to Hugo Sotil in Barcelona was that he kind of complained, not at Barcelona but at Peru, that we haven't had such tributes for him for being on the Peruvian national team as Barcelona has had for him being in Barcelona, right? We haven't done our work that we should have with Hugo Sotil, and I mean, we kind of sort of waited until this tragic thing happened so he could have his rightly deserved recognition, right? That is kind of sad, but anyways, he just kept playing for Barcelona. Then he came back to Peru. He played with Alianza Lima, one of the greats, and he immortalized himself as a Peruvian legend and left a legacy of national pride over economic interests, which is one of the debates that rage on until today on the soccer world. And I think that's it. I think that is the Hugo Sotil sort of eulogy we can give him here in El Jardin del Sonido in our section Broken Phone, and it's in English because I really want to for people from other countries to actually know who this guy really was and what he actually did. So I think it's important for Peruvians to keep celebrating his life even after his death, right? Ah, su madre. I hope you like this segment. I hope you like this segment. I'm gonna go down with the clips. That has been all for today. My name is Adrian. It is 7 with 6 minutes, 7 p.m., 7:06 p.m. here in Lima, Peru. January 6th, 2025 already. So that's gonna be it. Thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you on the next live stream. That's right. Let's go. Alrighty, whitey. Let's do this. Bye bye.